Electrification, especially electrification of the transportation segment, provides a large opportunity for us to better utilize the electric grid and the infrastructure that we have, which will bring value to everyone. It will allow us to lower costs for everyone, because as we utilize it better, we're able to reduce the cost. We just get, it's a fixed cost asset that we're getting better utilization of, and so the cost goes down. It dramatically increases the need for access in different points than what we have access today to reliable and affordable electricity, which also, in my opinion, increases the need for and importance of regulated utilities. We serve as the generators, the distributors, and the maintainers of the services required. Provision of safe, reliable, affordable electricity is what utilities have done and will continue to do. We're also the entity that assures equitable access to energy, to products and services, to cost structures, effectively assuring that technology is available for all. So this is what we are here for, and what the citizens of the state of Wisconsin count on us to do. So to that extent, MG&E, as well as the other utilities, we work with all the other utilities in the state. We have been building out our electric vehicle charging networks. We're all part of different organizations that are working towards the efficient electrification of the transportation sector, and we're partnering with a lot of different people to do that. Let me go on to one more. I do think that getting into the funding discussion is an interesting discussion, and there's an intersection between the electric sector and the transportation sector. I am not the expert and will not admit to being an expert on what construction activities need to happen and how you do that. But I would just offer that there's a lot of similarity. We're in the electric grid, we're having conversations around cost causation. So who's causing those costs to be incurred, the expansion of our system, if you will, and cost recovery. How should those costs be recovered? We, just like the transportation sector, have primarily recovered costs through usage-based rates or mechanisms, and those usage-based mechanisms are being disrupted by technology changes, and we see that with electrification of the transportation segment, where we're no longer collecting taxes through gas tax, which is effectively a use tax on the system. And so I think that's one thing we need to talk about, and I see the challenge as twofold. One is to develop and implement a system that collects costs from the users of that system in a fair and equitable manner. We're talking about allocation of costs, not direct assignment of costs. So if I was building a house, I know what that house costs, and I can charge the person who's buying that house from me. I can charge them the actual cost. We're talking about common assets and common infrastructure that we have to allocate costs over. I think the biggest challenge is actually helping customers understand. And when I say customers, it's customers of the electric grid and customers of the transportation network. We need to educate customers to understand that cost collection methods need to change due to the new technology, and that change should not be interpreted as opposition to the new technology, simply a recognition that the previous policy regarding cost collections need to be revisited. I like to say we're using yesterday's landscape to develop tomorrow's policy, and that's a recipe for disaster. We need to use tomorrow's landscape to develop tomorrow's policy, which includes cost collection mechanisms.